So I haven't had, well, let's start with this. Good news is the street is now finished at the front of the workshop. So I am now able to take out the Golf to see if the injector cleaner has done anything. So that's what I'm going to do. I've literally just come back from a very, very frustrating situation. I had something a little bit off topic from cars now. I had an appointment this evening with a spinal surgeon about my back because, I'm sure everyone knows I injured my back at the start of 2025, and this year I have not been working at all as a carpenter, which is my profession. And I've just been in basically the whole year has just been major fighting with insurance companies and doing intensive physiotherapy and this and that, and me telling them that I don't think that physiotherapy is going to help the situation. I think it's a lot worse than it seems, but to no avail. All they seem to want to do is feed me with painkillers, and it's very frustrating situation. It has been extremely frustrating all year, and so basically, long story short, I went to finally have what happened was I went to intensive physiotherapy, and they said that, or they didn't say anything, but I got to the end of it and my back was still extremely painful. And then I had an appointment at what they call a pain clinic, Schmerzklinik in German. And that was basically a 3-week intensive physiotherapy for eight hours a day on site. So you stay there, and they gave a quote for like 30,000 Swiss francs or whatever, which is just insane. And then I asked my doctor again. I was like, well, what would you do if someone has come out of an intensive physiotherapy and their back is still in pain? Because they were like, all he's been doing is trying to feed me painkillers. The latest version of painkillers that he's tried to feed me recently was opioids. And I said to him, I was like, I don't want to go on opioids when I need to actually speak to, we need to go another step. Like, what's the next step? Where would you go to next? Is it possible that we need to be speaking about surgery? And he's finally booked me in. He's finally referred me to a spinal surgeon. So this incident happened in January, and it's now November. And it is now the doctors. I had to drive into the middle of Basel today in peak hour traffic. The appointment was at 4:30, and I wasn't notified. So I got in there. I was very lucky to get a car park out the front. Usually you can't get a car park. And then I was waiting in there for 40 minutes, and then the receptionist comes to me and says, "Hello, sir. So I'm very sorry to say that we can't see you today because the radiology department in the doctor clinic that you usually go to hasn't sent us or given us access to the MRI scans." So obviously we tried to call, and it was after closing hours, so we weren't able to get in contact with the radiology. So I live 40 minutes away on a good day without any traffic. And obviously at this time of night, there is immense traffic. So yeah, anyway, it's a very, very frustrating situation. So now my next appointment is on the 9th of December, which is just great. So yes, but good news is, again, a little bit off topic, but going along the lines of cheap vehicles, should I say, just near my workshop, there is a house that's for sale, and there was a small 125 motorcycle out the front of the house or in the carport that's been there for years, since I remember. I think it's been there since I've been in my workshop, and I've been there for 5 years, nearly 6 years. And when I found out that the house was for sale, which was about 6 months ago, I got the number of the owner of the house from the owner of my workshop, and I called him up and I asked him what he was doing with the motorbike, because I used to have exactly the same model. And he said that it had already been dibsed by one of his colleagues, unfortunately, and that, yeah, it was going to him. He was sorry that I wasn't getting it, blah, 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 blah. And then he actually, whilst I was in my office today, he actually came past and he handed me the seat of said motorbike, and said that the motorbike was going to cost too much for the guy to repair through a mechanic, and that I could have it. So I'm getting a free motorbike. All right, here's the test. Let's see how we go. Off we go in the VW. Nope. Let's give it until we get home to make a judgment if it's driving differently. But definitely not so far. I mean, it hasn't been driven for a few days now. But, I mean, it definitely wouldn't go up a hill very quickly, but it seems to be all right on the flat. So it seems to be okay when you've really got it flat to the floor and it's at that sort of top range before you change up, it starts to there's an ever so slight spluttering, or it's like how would you describe it? It's like almost feels like it's a choking sensation. but it only really seems to be in fifth gear. Sorry, it's not fifth gear, third gear. Everything else, maybe sort of top end of second. And then into third. Anyway, going back to so basically it's still not at, oh yeah, just so you can see, my daughter yanked the sun visor off the passenger side the other day, which is great. Yeah, going back to that motorbike, yeah, it's very exciting. I wasn't expecting that at all. The owner of the house just sort of popped by and handed me the seat to it, obviously the spare seat, and he's like, here you go. And then he told me the garage that it was at, which is in a town about, it's probably like 20 minutes from where I live. So I would have liked to have gone and picked it up today, but I couldn't get my trailer out of the workshop, and because of the tool storage setup that I have in my van, I wouldn't have just been able to go and pick it up in my van. So now that the street is open though, I can take my trailer and go and pick it up. I mean, maybe these things are just really, really slow, but I doubt it. Can't be this slow. Definitely not this slow. I'm flooring it in third. Yeah, back to the drawing board, I think. Well, now that I've got it, now that I can actually get on the road, I'll swing past the mechanic. I don't know how long a compression test takes. I haven't looked that up. Maybe I'll do that. I'll look it up, see, maybe I can swing past there. But if it's still this gutless, I don't even know I'll be able to drive up to his place, because it's up a pretty steep hill. So, I mean, I've only done 3 kilometers since I've had the injector cleaner in it, so I should probably give it a little bit more of a chance. From my workshop to my house is about 20 kilometers, so I will give you an update of the performance when I get back to my house in about 15 minutes. So I'm just getting into the village now. It's very hard to say if it's getting any better. I mean, it's probably the placebo effect, but I kind of feel like was giving a little bit more, but maybe not. I've still got half a tank of fuel, so I'm guessing the injector cleaner was a little bit too diluted. Maybe it makes sense to get another bottle. But it did feel like the revs was sort of getting a little bit higher. I did a little bit more research on the compression, and it seems that there's a few symptoms that this car doesn't do. That is strong symptoms from an engine that has compression issues. But yeah, I don't know. It's hard to tell. I might have to take it for, again, a little bit of a welly. There's a nice road from our house that goes all the way down. A place called Lucelle. It's like a little monastery town. Really, really nice road to drive down. So I'll take it for a drive down there tomorrow and see if I can burn a bit of fuel and get a bit of that injector cleaner running through the lines a bit. But it's still gutless. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what tomorrow brings. I mean, it's pretty much just been sitting in the workshop since I haven't done anything to it today. All I've done is drive it home. So let's wait till tomorrow, and then yeah, I'll take it for a drive in this down this road, and then yeah, that's what we'll do. I'll take it in the morning, I think, and then yeah. So if you want to catch the next part of the adventure of fixing the Golf, make sure you hit subscribe, share the video, like the video, tell your friends. Very entertaining to watch me completely destroy a Golf. But yeah, I'm excited to get it working. I'm very excited. I'm enjoying this. I really am. I hope everyone else is, because see you tomorrow.